Hello. Welcome back. Last week there was a problem with the credit card, so I didn't get a meal. Well, 3 meals. So tonight, now tomorrow I should get another 3 meals, but tonight I'm trying to do one of the former meals, but with, providing my own ingredients. If it doesn't turn out well, I will not be posting this, so we'll see. All right, now, what I'm making is the steak with horseradish-herb cream. But, of course, this is going to be a little bit different because I have different things. I have my potatoes. I have 1 ounce of sour cream. I have horseradish. I have chives. I have mozzarella. And I have steaks. These are provided by Omaha Beef. They do good meat. I love them. But I'm trying this with them. Now, the recipe called for making spinach with it, but my dad is not a big spinach lover, so we're going to be making asparagus. So, and also, I just bought a new mandolin slicer to slice really, really, really thin, which is what this is going to take. It's also got a little thing for smushing it so I don't cut my fingers. And I've got my pan, my mixing bowl, and I've got a large frying pan. Of course, I've got my olive oil and my salt and my pepper and all of that. So the first thing I need to do is I need to peel my potatoes. I also need to talk to my cat, who is making a lot of noise down here. All right, so peel potatoes. There's not a whole lot of drama or, excitingness about peeling a potato. Ask anybody who's ever had to do KP in the military, and they will tell you that peeling potatoes does not highlight their existence, especially since they normally have to peel like, a few hundred potatoes. I just have to peel 2. Now, once I've peeled these little suckers, then I'm going to be slicing them, and I'll find out if my brand new mandolin works, so wish me well. All right, now the potatoes are peeled, and it says cut them lengthwise. So there we go. That's 1. And that's 2. Now, then it says slice very thinly. So here we go. Hello? Are we doing anything? Yeah, okay. Dang. When they were talking about thin, they were talking thin. All right. Hey, works for me. I just wasn't expecting it to be that thin. But it is cutting, so it just doesn't seem like, it feels like I'm just kind of flapping it over this thing. Come back here. My potato is running away from me. Okay. There, you can see the thin potatoes. I'm going to put them in a bowl. All right, we're now using a glove that is supposed to protect hands, because in a moment of distraction, I managed to slice my thumb because it slipped. So this is why you use something to protect your hands. And no, I'm not going to show you the cut. It was bad. Well, ugly. Anyway, so the moral of the story is, children, protect your hands when you're using a mandolin, especially if it's brand new and likely to cut you. Okay? All right, so the next thing is, after I've sprayed my muffin tins, I shingle my potatoes in there, like at half turns or quarter turns. So this is why you want thin potatoes, so that they will kind of flop over each other. Now, the last time I did this, it did not work as well as I had intended it to. But then again, one, I was using thinner, shallower pans, and two, I was using thicker potatoes. So we're going to see if maybe doing this in with thinner potatoes is going to be the trick, because it did not turn out all that well the last time. So I will be back once I have layered my potatoes, okay? All right, now, once they're about halfway full, I put mozzarella in them. Because mozzarella is always a good thing. I love cheese. My father and I are both cheeseaholics. There should be cheese anonymous meetings. Yes. Yes, I am a cheese eater. And I love me my cheese. Okay. Now, once I've got that in, then I fill them the rest of the way with the potatoes, and I also salted them. And then I press them down, and I am ready to put them in the oven. All right, the last thing to do with it, well, next to the last thing to do with this is to put butter pat on each of the thing, and then I'm going to take tin foil, spray it with cooking spray, wrap it tightly around, and put it in the oven. So here we go. All right, now while my potatoes are baking, I take my chives, and yes, it is time for my wonderful little gadget again. So I cut up, I mince these guys. Now, I must admit that I like mincing chives best because, for one thing, they're straight and they mince well. Until, of course, you get down to the bottom, and then they're kind of like, maybe, maybe not, you know. Now, I have to save a little of this for the, get out of there, thank you, for putting on the steaks afterwards, you know, for garnishment. That's what I was looking for. Couldn't find the word. Then the rest of this is going to be mixed with my horseradish, And with my sour cream, and then it shall be mixed up with my little thing here. This is the topping, and pretty much that's all it is. See? Horseradish, chives, and sour cream. And voila! I have my sauce. I'm so excited. Okay, now for the second part. I must beat my steaks because, as has been noted before, all meat must be beaten to death before it can be served. So let me go set this up. Okay, you ever have one of those days when everything just seems to conspire against you? My kitchen was suddenly getting very smoky, and I'm like, what in the world is smoking? Well, apparently something plastic got stuck between the two grates, and I didn't see it when I turned on the oven and when I put the potatoes in. I don't know what it is at this moment, or I don't know what it was, because at the moment it's just green goo. So I had to clean it out the oven before I could go on with my potatoes. So this is going to delay life a little bit. You always have to be flexible. And I'm learning to be continuing with my life here. Now that I have my steaks, I need to season both sides with a little salt, and a little pepper, and then turn them over. Now these are called beef strip loin steaks, which means they should be pretty tender in and of themselves, but we got to make sure of this because we can't have meat that is not tender. So plastic over it. Get the hammer and start to beat. Hopefully, I will manage to not hit my hand, because the way this day has gone, that is a possibility. Okay, they have been officially flattened out. Okay, now, so I need to wait on cooking these little guys until later, until my potatoes have finished cooking for the first chunk of it. So, in the meantime, I'm going to make my salad. Which in this case is going to be strawberries. To wipe down my surface here, so I'm not cross-contaminating or anything. Because the way my life is going today, who knows? All right. Let's see. So now we are going to cut the strawberries and divide them between the two bowls. And that will be our salad. We may have to go for a regular salad later, but we'll see where that leads us. Alright, so my steaks are cooking, I think. I'm not quite sure what's going on with my steaks today. I'm not quite sure what's going on with anything today. My potatoes are on their second half of cooking. My asparagus is in the microwave waiting for me to hit the button. And hopefully this meal will be edible. Alright, so there we have it. Our steak, what it should look like, what it does look like. Now we will see if it is edible. I hope it is. Alright, in spite of the comedy of errors that this meal has been, it came out excellent. The asparagus was perfect. The potatoes were great in spite of their messed up cooking time. And the steaks are still pretty good. Although my dad says it'll take him an hour to chew through them. But this is an excellent, so yay!